Someone took your silence as weakness. They mistook your kindness for manipulation. They assumed your patience was permission, and now they're realizing the colossal mistake they made. You see, there's a moment, a sacred moment, when the truth begins to reveal itself. It doesn't come with fireworks or dramatic scenes. No, it comes quietly, through subtle shifts, through deep realizations. And someone, right now, is feeling the weight of a truth they tried to deny. They were completely wrong about you. They thought they had you figured out, labeled, boxed in, done and dusted. But the universe doesn't work that way. You are not a one-dimensional story. You are a soul in motion, constantly evolving, constantly becoming. And just when they thought they knew you, you outgrew their assumptions. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share might just change the way you see everything that's happened to you. Because let's be honest, maybe recently you've felt like things were being twisted behind your back. Maybe you sensed people talking about you, misrepresenting your truth. And no matter how much you tried to stay in your lane, the energy pulled at you, tugging at your peace, rattling your spirit. You didn't imagine it. You've been fighting silent battles, holding back words, choosing maturity over revenge. And somewhere along that path, someone thought you were weak, powerless, a background character in a story where you're actually the main light. But now they're panicking, not because you exposed them, not because you lashed out, but because your glow got louder than their gossip. Perhaps you've noticed synchronicities lately, repeating numbers, unexpected dreams, sudden insights. These are not coincidences. They are divine alerts, alarms from the higher realm saying, "Get ready. The truth is surfacing. The masks are coming off. And those who once misunderstood you, they're seeing it all now, with piercing clarity." Maybe you're sitting in silence, wondering why you're feeling this intense mix of emotions, anger, sadness, even pity. Because deep down, you know someone tried to damage your name, distort your light, and failed. But this isn't about revenge. This isn't about watching them crumble. This is about recognizing your power. Your energy is shifting. Your name is being cleared in rooms you haven't even entered yet. Their mistake. It wasn't just about misunderstanding you. It was about underestimating the force of your divine purpose. So what happens now? What do you do when those who doubted you begin to realize your worth? When their shame becomes louder than your silence? In this video, we're diving deep into the signs, the spiritual revelations, and the undeniable truth that's coming to light. By the end, you'll understand not only what's happening behind the scenes, but why you were chosen to carry such a powerful transformation through grace, not bitterness. Because when someone makes a huge mistake about a chosen soul, you see, misunderstandings aren't just accidents. They're often divine filters. Yes, read that again. Because some people weren't supposed to walk with you into your next chapter. So what did the divine do? It allowed them to misread you, to turn away, to treat you based on what they thought you were, not who you truly are. And now, as the dust settles and the veil lifts, they're beginning to realize they were wrong. Let's take a step back. Think about the recent energy in your life. Haven't there been moments where everything felt confusing? Where you couldn't tell who was genuinely supporting you and who was silently competing or judging you? That energy wasn't random. It was part of a spiritual cleansing. The angels stood back, not to abandon you, but to allow certain people to expose themselves. Because you were praying for alignment. You were asking for elevation. And elevation always comes with a clearing. People who can't meet your frequency start falling off. Not because you're better, but because your soul demanded authenticity. There is someone, maybe even a group, who made a choice. They believed a lie. Maybe it was gossip. Maybe it was their own ego or insecurity. But instead of seeking truth, they ran with shadows. And now, they're watching you rise. Quietly, powerfully, gracefully. They're witnessing doors open for you, doors they thought would stay shut forever. They see the peace in your face, the glow in your aura. They can't understand how you're still standing, still rising, even thriving. And that's because they never understood the anointing on your life. What they saw as passivity was divine restraint. What they mocked as being too soft was spiritual maturity. And what they mistook as weakness was your quiet strength, anchored in faith. But here's the powerful part. This was always part of your soul contract. Before you incarnated into this lifetime, your spirit agreed to this. To walk through seasons of being misunderstood, to be wrongly judged, to be rejected by the very ones you wanted to love. Why? So that you could discover something greater than validation. So you could be refined by rejection and not ruined by it. And now, the ones who threw shade are stuck in the shadows of their own guilt. They can't unsee who you're becoming. They can't ignore your transformation. They can't silence the truth that's screaming through your elevation. This person, yes, the one who doubted you, who mocked your progress behind closed doors, who laughed at your pain, they are panicking. Not because you exposed them, but because you didn't. Because you didn't stoop. Because you didn't respond with bitterness. Because you didn't need to. And that's what's hitting them the hardest. Your silence was louder than their slander. Your growth. It's echoing through their conscience like a bell that won't stop ringing. They wake up thinking about you. They scroll past your posts, hoping to see a downfall, but all they find is your light growing brighter. It confuses them. It humbles them. And deep down, they're realizing that their biggest mistake wasn't underestimating your potential. It was misjudging your soul. But listen closely now. This isn't about feeding your ego. This is about clarity, about truth, about healing. You didn't go through all that pain just to sit in pride. You went through it so that when this moment arrived, when the masks fell, when the truth came out, you'd have the strength to forgive, release, and rise even higher. That's what makes you powerful. That's why you were chosen. That's why they're panicking now. Because they finally see you. Not the version they constructed in their mind, but the real you. The one heaven has always known. The angels are speaking now. Not in thunder or lightning, but in whispers, patterns, and signs. And if you've been paying attention, you've felt it. Feathers in places they shouldn't be. Repeating numbers, 111, 444, 777, popping up when you least expect it. Chills running down your spine when nothing physical caused it. That's not your imagination. That's not coincidence. That's confirmation. They've been trying to tell you. And it's connected to the person who misjudged you. This person is now under spiritual pressure. Yes, heavenly pressure. Because when you're connected to someone with divine favor, mistreating them doesn't go unnoticed. It creates an imbalance, a spiritual ripple. And now the angels are working overtime, not to punish, but to correct. This individual has been receiving divine nudges. Their dreams are disturbed. Their energy feels off. They may even be experiencing a series of losses or delays that weren't random. They're karmic echoes. Echoes from the universe saying, "You hurt someone protected by light. You need to make it right." But here's the twist. This isn't about revenge. It's about realization. The angels aren't trying to destroy this person. They're trying to awaken them. Because the truth is, they were meant to walk with you. There was a divine contract, a shared soul mission. But their fear, their ego, their pride, it got in the way. So now, the angels are sending them visions, memories, internal pulls. They're being spiritually urged to come forward, to apologize, to admit the truth, to finally speak from the heart. And it's terrifying them. They've been silent for so long. They convinced themselves you didn't care, that maybe you moved on, that maybe you forgot. But you didn't. You evolved. You healed. And now the angels are guiding them right back to you, but not in the way you knew them. This person is being restructured by the divine, the same way gold is purified by fire. Their soul is being melted and remolded through regret and realization. You may not see it, but they've cried over this. They've replayed the conversations. They've whispered your name when no one was around. They're not who they were when they hurt you. And the angels? They're preparing the path. They're moving the puzzle pieces. You'll notice it soon. Unexpected messages, people bringing up their name, songs or quotes that feel like they're speaking directly to your heart. That's not random. That's your angelic heads up. They want you to be ready, not to be shocked, but to be centered. Because when this person comes back, they won't just say, "I'm sorry." They'll reveal everything. The lies they believed, the pain they buried, the things they couldn't say before because pride was louder than truth. And you won't need to chase, explain, or prove anything, because God already did that on your behalf. Because the angels have already validated you in realms beyond the physical. Now, they're preparing a divine encounter, one that's been written, rewritten, and finally set in motion. So if you've been seeing signs, if your intuition feels louder, if your dreams have shifted, it's because something sacred is approaching, and the angels want you aware, awake, and emotionally grounded. They are not just working behind the scenes. They are orchestrating divine justice through revelation. What they once mocked, they'll now respect. What they once overlooked, they'll now honor. And what they once ran from, they'll now run toward, because they finally see you. The real you. The divinely guided, spiritually grounded, resilient version of you that heaven has never stopped watching over. And now, it begins. The silence is breaking. The energy is shifting. And the truth is coming out. The angels have stirred something so deep within this person that they can no longer carry the weight of their secrets. It's become unbearable. They've tried to move on. They've tried to laugh, to love, to distract themselves. But nothing fits. Nothing feels real. Because the truth that they buried is rising up like a flood, and it's washing away every wall they've built. This person, they're about to speak. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but very soon. Your soul will know when it happens, because the emotional current will be undeniable. You might receive a message, a call, an accidental encounter, or even something indirect, like a post, a mutual friend, a shared dream. But however it arrives, the impact will be deep. They will say what they've been holding back, words they rehearsed in their head 1,000 times, words they never thought they'd have the courage to speak. Words like, "I was wrong. I didn't know how to handle you. You were the best thing that happened to me, and I sabotaged it. I still think about you. I still feel connected. I never stopped caring." And you might freeze. You might not know what to say at first, because for so long you carried the pain alone. You questioned your worth. You wondered if you imagined the depth, the connection, the love. But the angels want to remind you, you were never imagining things. You were spiritually in tune with a connection that was real, even if they weren't ready to face it. And now, they've been forced to face it. Heaven has shown them mirrors, situations that mimic what they did to you, relationships that lack what you so freely gave, moments of loneliness where they finally realized your presence was not ordinary. It was divine. The angels showed them what life looks like without you, not to punish, but to open their eyes. And guess what? Their eyes are open now. They see who you are, not just the version of you they used to label or underestimate, but the powerful, patient, loving soul who carried grace even while being misunderstood. Now the moment comes where they will have to step forward, to bring truth into the light, to acknowledge the pain they caused and the love they lost. And for the first time, they'll do it with vulnerability. No more games. No more pride. Just raw honesty. You may hear trembling in their voice, see softness in their eyes, or feel the weight of their regret land in your chest like a wave. Because this isn't just a confession. It's a release. They're finally letting go of the lies they told themselves, the masks, the guilt, the fear. And you'll have a choice, a divine opportunity to either welcome them back with boundaries, or bless them with forgiveness and continue forward on your separate paths. But no matter what you choose, you'll be choosing from a place of power, not pain. Because you waited for clarity, you prayed for peace, and now, heaven is delivering exactly that. The angels want you to know, you are protected in the process. You are not obligated to respond with anything but authenticity. Feel what you feel, say what your soul needs to say, and trust that no matter what unfolds, because the truth is no longer hidden. The mask has fallen, and now, love or closure, whatever this brings, it will be honest. Heaven's justice doesn't always look like punishment. Sometimes, it looks like someone returning with a heart wide open, saying the words you thought you'd never hear. And when that moment comes, the angels will be right beside you, whispering, now that the truth has come forward. A divine shift begins. The energy that once felt stuck, heavy, and uncertain is now in motion. You may not realize it at first, but the very atmosphere around your spirit is changing. You're stepping into a new realm, not just emotionally, but spiritually and energetically. Where you once felt powerless, now you will feel peaceful. Where you once craved answers, now you'll carry clarity. Where you once waited in the dark, now you'll walk in light. And the one who once left you confused, they now carry the confusion, not as a punishment, but as part of their own awakening. You see, this divine reversal isn't meant to cause pain. It's meant to bring balance. Because heaven saw every tear you cried in secret, every time you forgave when you should have walked away, every moment you held your dignity when you could have retaliated. The angels watched. God remembered. And now, they're shifting the spotlight, from their voice to yours, from their narrative to your truth, from their silence to your strength. This is no longer about what they decide. It's about what you want. It's your season to choose. Do you want to welcome them back into your space? Or do you want to close the chapter and move forward with new wisdom? There is no wrong answer here, only divine permission. The angels want to remind you. You were never weak for loving deeply. You were never foolish for believing the best in someone. Your heart wasn't naive. It was anointed. And now, that anointed heart becomes your compass. It will lead you to peace, to power, to purpose. And yes, to love again. Because love will not end here. In fact, it will expand. Whether that love grows with this person, newly awakened and ready, or whether it takes form in someone else, someone sent by heaven to honor you from the very beginning, you will not walk alone. The angels are placing divine connections in your path, ones that mirror your light, match your frequency, and support your sacred growth. You will be surrounded by people who don't just tolerate your spirit, but celebrate it. People who see your worth, not as a mystery, but as a miracle. And for the one who comes forward with the truth, whether they stay or not, they, too, will be changed, because encountering your light has left a permanent mark on their soul. They will remember you as the one who offered love in its purest form. Not perfect, not easy, but divine. And in that memory, they will grow, whether beside you or away from you. But your growth, it's unstoppable. You are walking into a timeline where you don't chase. You attract. Where you don't beg. You receive. Where you don't question your worth. You embody it. This is the season where everything you prayed for begins to align. Maybe not all at once, but in ways that feel so divinely timed. You'll know. Heaven did this. You'll notice your energy change. Your confidence return. Your boundaries become clearer. And your heart, it will be free. Free to feel again, free to trust again, free to dream again, because you were never meant to live in limbo. You were meant to live in liberation. The angels are ushering you into that liberation right now, and you don't have to do anything to earn it. Just receive it. Let it wash over you. Let it soothe your soul. Let it remind you that no matter what the past looked like, the future is still holy. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You're not too late. You're exactly where heaven needs you to be. In your power. In your truth. And soon, in the arms of a love that understands just how rare you truly are. You've crossed a threshold now. This isn't just about closure with a person. This is divine closure within your soul. The kind of closure that doesn't depend on anyone's apology. The kind of peace that doesn't wait for someone to make things right. You're being released from the cycle. The emotional loops. The second guessing. The holding on and hoping they finally see. They saw. And now, you see too. You see your worth with fresh eyes. You see your path with clarity. You see your heart as sacred, not broken. And most of all, you see this experience as a doorway, not a dead end. The angels want you to take this moment, not to look back with regret, but to look ahead with reverence, because even in the pain, something divine was happening. You were being shaped, softened, strengthened, prepared. You've grown in wisdom. You've grown in grace. And you've learned to walk with discernment. This next chapter won't look like the last. Why? Because you're different now. Your spirit carries a deeper frequency. The kind of energy that commands respect without even speaking. The kind of light that cannot be dimmed by someone else's confusion. You won't entertain connections that drain you anymore. You won't be available for half love, half truth, or half effort. The angels are guiding you into full alignment. People who mean what they say. Opportunities that match your calling. Experiences that mirror the love you've given to others for so long. This is your restoration season, where everything you gave in silence comes back with sound, where everything you waited for in faith meets you in reality, where everything you surrendered returns better than you imagined. Yes, someone will speak the truth. Yes, someone may reappear with a different heart. But your peace no longer depends on who stays. Your peace comes from knowing you're finally staying true to yourself. You are no longer shrinking to be chosen. You are no longer bending to be understood. You are no longer apologizing for having a heart that feels deeply. And because of this new strength, you'll find it easier to make decisions without fear, to say no with love, to say yes with confidence, to walk away without guilt, and to walk toward what feels like destiny. You've done the work. You've held the faith. You've stayed soft in a world that tried to harden you. And now, heaven is answering, not just with words, but with wonders. Doors will open. People will shift. Your body will feel lighter. Your path will feel clearer. And your future will feel like home. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are present. You're no longer waiting to be fixed. You're walking as someone already whole. And if that person, the one who was silent, unsure, distant, if they come forward with truth, with tears, with trembling hands asking for another chance, you'll know what to do. Because this time, you're not choosing from a place of lack. You're choosing from a place of love. Not just love for them, but love for you. The angels are proud of you. God is smiling upon you. And your soul, it's rising. This isn't just a new chapter. This is a divine rewrite. You're not who you were before. And what's coming next won't mirror what you left behind. You are walking into a future that is shaped by grace, not by grief. And every step you take now is holy. Dear child, you've been walking through shadows with faith in your hands, holding on to light no one else could see. But I saw you. Heaven saw you. The angels were recording every tear, every prayer, every moment you chose love even when all you received was silence. Now, the heavens whisper not just comfort, but confirmation. Not for a second. Even in the waiting, even in the aching, you were always surrounded. This entire message has been layered with signs. Yes, this is more than just words on a screen. This is your sign, the one you asked for. Remember when you said, God, if you're really there, show me something, anything. This is that something. Your angels have been nudging you here for a reason, because a shift is taking place. And you are the chosen one to receive this divine update. Your story isn't ending in heartbreak. It's blossoming into something holy. The confusion is lifting. The heaviness is breaking. The truth is rising to the surface. And the person who once couldn't face you, they're not just thinking about you now. They are being convicted, spiritually awakened, emotionally undone by the realization of who you truly are. You weren't just another soul passing by. You were the answer to their prayers. But they couldn't recognize the blessing while it was right in front of them. That regret is now their awakening. And that awakening is part of your elevation. Let it unfold naturally. You don't need to chase. You don't need to beg. You don't even need to wait. What is meant for you, what is ordained for you, is now on its way with angelic speed. The right people are coming. The right doors are opening. The right words will finally be spoken. But even more beautiful, you've become the kind of person who can receive it all. You are not too much. You are not too sensitive. You are not too emotional, too spiritual, too forgiving. You are exactly who you need to be, at exactly the right time. You are chosen. You are cherished. You are aligned. And now, beloved, take a deep breath, because what you feel in your spirit is real. The shift, the call, the divine movement in your soul. You're not imagining it. Someone is coming forward. Something is aligning. Some prayers are being answered. And when it all unfolds, you'll remember this message. You'll remember this moment. And you'll smile, not because everything worked out your way, but because deep down you'll know everything worked out God's way. And it's so much better than you ever dreamed. This is not the end. This is not just closure. This is confirmation. You're not just being seen. You are being celebrated. You're not just being protected. You're being positioned. So walk forward now, with boldness, with peace, with your head high and your heart open, because the angels are clearing the path, and I, your heavenly Father, am walking every step with you. You are never alone. You are deeply loved, and your story is just beginning.